again, YouTubers and weavers. This will be the second video of this multicolor thing that I was planning on doing. That was not the last video, but the one before that when I showed you all the colors I bought. These are those Lunatic Fringe colors in 10-2 mercerized cotton. And I've got them on here. I've already done about half of this project. The first things I did was I did 2 towels. Now, I know a few people expressed some concern about how well mercerized cotton is going to work as towels. Honestly, I have no idea. I've never woven mercerized cotton before. So I'm going to find out. But because of that concern, I think I'm going to stop at just 2 towels. One of them is plain weave, one of them is twill, 2x2 twill. And they're already woven, they're all wrapped up on the front wrap-up beam. So I'm not going to show them to you now, but at the end of this video, when I get everything off the loom, you'll see them. So now the question is, what do I do with the other half of this warp? And I've got about 2.5, maybe just a little teeny bit over 2.5 yards left. Decided to do a shawl. So let me see if I can move the camera and aim you down at the loom, and I'll explain to you where I'm at. Okay, looking at this, you can see I've got just what looks like stripes here. It's because this is not woven. I left about 7 inches between the end of the towels, which is down here wrapped under behind the breast beam, and I just threw in 4 rows of cheap peaches and cream cotton from Walmart to be the start of a header. So I've got a starting point. This will eventually become twisted fringe, probably. I'll look at it and decide what I want, but that's probably what I'm thinking it'll do. And then I've got my colors here. And I'm going to do this as kind of a plaid, if you will, although I don't like the term plaid. I tend to think tartan, but this does not conform to the rules for tartan because it's not perfectly even. So basically we've got purple, blue-green, orange, blue, and red as our major stripes, with minor stripes of the same colors but arranged differently, and then an accent stripe, or what Jane Stafford would call a zinger, of a bright yellow. So that's how I'm starting this. Then for each end of this shawl will be about 2 or 3 inches of this not quite as bright of a yellow, and I can't remember whether it's yellow 10 or yellow 5 on Lunatic Fringe. Doesn't matter right now. Just it's not quite as bright. And we're going to then see how this works with making this thing about a 2 yard by 25 or 26 inches shawl. And again, when I reach the end of this, I'm going to show it to you, obviously. But I thought I'll show you this. This is going to be a lot of fringe to twist too, but I did buy a new fringe twister at the same time that I bought this thread, so I think it's going to look neat. I hope I can get it to come out with some interesting color combinations. I've already seen a few of them on the towels that I made. And I'm going to do this shawl in plain weave as well. Just the color combinations I think are pretty neat. So that's the idea. And well, while you're here, let's just weave just a couple of shots, and then I'm going to turn the camera off and get back to listening to some noisy music that I can't put on here because YouTube would then tell me I have a copyright violation. So I'm not going to do a copyright violation by playing the music I want to listen to. I do have a floating selvage on here, which I realize is not needed for plain weave, but it was needed when I did twill. So it's still there, I'm still using it. Oh well, that's enough for now. You get the idea of what it's going to look like a little bit color-wise. And I'll show you a little bit more after I weave a little bit farther in. Okay, gang, I'm getting near the end of this. I need now to put in 8 rows or 8 weft threads of blue, which will match this blue line of warp right there. So let's throw that in. You know, there isn't a really good angle for me to have this camera over my shoulder and have you see this thing exactly the way I do. I can't do it. So we've got to go around this thread over here, the red thread, because we're going to go back to red in just a minute. Did I do that? That was stupid. That's what I get for talking to you guys at the same time. Forgot to change sheds. There we go. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Grab my handy dandy scissors. Tuck the tail back in for that guy. Let's keep going with red. We're almost out of red thread too, so well, we'll see how long it lasts. I've got another bobbin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's not enough there. I'm going to cut it off just because and tuck that in, because that's not worth saving. That wouldn't even have made it one more time across, so that was fine. Let's tuck this in. Now we need 4 yellows. Yellow. Get it properly set up through the shuttle. One, and we'll tuck the tail in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snip that off. There's my empty bobbin. There's another shuttle of red. I don't need a great deal of red, and that's why I've only got a That's a half bobbin, which I think is going to be enough for what I need. So we'll put that in from this side. Caca. Trying to grab that thread by my fingers there. It's going around the floating selvage on that side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Set it up there. You'll notice with this project I've again gone back to using a temple. I was just noticing a little bit of extra draw in at the beginning of this, and I said, the heck with it, let's just use the temple. Now, we don't need the blue anymore. We need the purple for 8 threads. So we'll throw that across. And we'll tuck this one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 'I don't really need the floating selvages on this because it's plain weave, but I did part of this as 2x2 twill, and for that I did need the floating selvage, so they're still there. They don't hurt. And they do make it a little bit easier for tucking in the tails. So now we'll move the temple up just a teeny bit and let's advance the whole thing. And then we need the red. Now we got to go 40 times. This could take a little while. 1, 2, 4. Someone's at the front door. Who's here? 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's how higher I can count at any one time. We need 40, so we'll just do another 20. 1. Whoa, that was a mistake. I forgot to change the shed. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Listen carefully. I don't know if you'll hear this now, but when I push the feeder bar back, there's a little squeak. I'm going to have the camera underneath and try and show you where the squeak's coming from. Maybe you'll hear it better then, but listen, see if you can hear it now. Did you hear that? Just a little squeak. That's it for that color change. I've got one more batch of about 4 or 5 inches to go, and then I'm done with this shawl part of this project. Now let's take the temple off and get rid of some of these Irish pennants. You see the Irish pennants there in my hand? I think you probably will. On this little teeny screen on the camera, I can't tell if you can see anything hardly. Okay, gang, you can see right here's the end of where my warp is, right where it's tied on. I probably could have gotten another 4 or 5 inches out of this, but I've come to the end of the pattern, so this is where we're going to stop. And now, first thing I'll do is chop off my floating selvages. They were floating with an S hook on the end of them. Then we're going to just chop off a bunch of warp. I'm doing it on the back because I'm going to end up making twisted fringes and I just want to have extra. So there it is. So now we'll cut off the loom at the front. And let's get the temple out of the way. First we'll just pull it out. And I'm going to start rolling it up. I'm leaving all those warp ends floating around like that because, like I say, it's going to be twisted fringes. Because this first part will be a shawl. When I get to the end, I'll figure out if I made the colors correctly because I couldn't remember. Yes, I did. Good. Okay. Now, that's a shawl. So again, I'm gonna cut. Let's take it out just a little further. Going to cut this right there so that I've got twisted fringes, enough material for twisted fringes at the other end. There's the shawl end done. And we're just going to set it on top for now. Let's grab the pieces that are going to be towels. These can go over the beater bar, it doesn't matter. Put a little tension on it and let's cut this off. There's that. I know this lighting isn't the greatest, but anyways, here's my pieces that are 2 towels long of this. Got a problem though. I need to put a hem on these, and we have a dead sewing machine. It's in for repairs, but my wife's sewing machine is a bit over 30 years old, and they told us they don't think they'll be able to get parts. So we're also in the market for looking for a sewing machine. Well, YouTubers, I think I mentioned what's, probably less than a minute ago in your time, but a couple days ago in mine, through the magic of YouTube time and video editing, that I'm planning on twisted fringes for the shawl part of this project. And here we are. This is the end that was at the back, so I had a fair amount of leftover fringe, but I only want the fringes to be about 6 inches long. Here's my handy dandy 6-inch ruler. Yeah, so that's about 6 inches. So we'll grab us, give it one or two more combs, it looks like. Okay, so right about there. Set that aside. That last yellow thread needs to be pushed back, but that's understandable. So now I'm counting this out with the twisted fringe thing here. I've got the 3 alligator clips, and in each one of those I'm going to put 3 threads. So 1. Now we need 3 of these green threads, and there are 4 of them, so we'll count out 3. And then we need the last one of those and 2 of these yellow threads. And put those into there. This is almost as putsy as threading the heddles. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know why I picked 31, but it seemed like a good number. Now I've got to tie these together at the end. And with this really thin thread, that's not always working perfectly. And there you go, a twisted fringe. We'll do one more, and then I'm going to let you get back to not having to mess with all this. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now we'll have 3 more green ones. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 red, orange ones. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11. 1, 2. Again, tying off, so we've got a green, an orange, and a yellow-green. Quick loop-de-loop, simple knot at the end. Pull out and twist that up. So there we go. It's fringe twisting. And I've got a long way to go. So YouTubers, I think a little while ago in this video, and it was a couple days ago for me, I mentioned that our sewing machine, my wife's sewing machine, was having some troubles. And so I haven't yet sewn the hems on the 2 towels that I made out of this last project. But I have finished twisting the fringes for the shawl end of this thing. So, and my wife's out of town for a couple days, so today I've invited my girlfriend to come over and model the shawl for you. So let me get her in the picture and we'll take a look at this multicolored shawl. And here she is, wearing this nice new multicolored shawl. I'll ask her to turn around and show you the back. Let's take this off of her just for a second and show it to you almost full-sized. So there you can see pretty much what I've done. I can hardly reach both ends of it. In fact, I can just barely reach both ends. But that's the multicolored Lunatic Fringe tubular spectrum or something like that. 10-2 mercerized cotton turned into a shawl. Then I also wanted to show you something else that I made in addition to this. I got to move the camera because you can see where my girlfriend here is standing. She needs clothes back on. Just a second. Let's wrap her back up. But what I want you to do is look down at the throw rug that she's standing on. So just a second. There you can see a Christmas rug that I made. I didn't make it at home here. I didn't make it on my loom here. I made that up at Heritage Hill State Park on one of their looms. That loom is an old Seavers 4-shaft jack loom, direct tie-up. But I bought the rugs for the rag rug at the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store. I got them on a real nice deal, And then I just added some red and green carpet warp. And there's that. I had more warp threads. I thought this rug was going to be a little bit longer than it is, so I had more warp threads than I knew what to do with. I put on a 5-yard warp. I was hoping to get more than a little over 3 feet of length out of the rug. So I used the rest of the warp to make some green and red with just a black or a dark navy blue stripe at each side towels. Again, this is out of carpet warp at 12 ends per inch, and I don't know if you can see it real well, but yeah, you can, I think. I wove it in kind of a log cabin pattern. So in addition to, let's move you up. In addition to the rug, the Christmas rug, I got 2 Christmas towels. And you know, Christmas is only about 2 months away, so good time to do that. Anyways, you've seen the shawl. I don't know when we're going to get a result on the sewing machine. So when we get that and I can put hems on it, hopefully I can show you that. But that's it for now. If you like my channel, hey, a thumbs up would be nice. Thumbs up, there we go. And smash the like button, whatever trips your trigger. Until the next time around on YouTube, bye-bye.